In this video, we're going to learn how to make edits to an already accessible PDF. Welcome to the Accessibility Guide channel. My name is Sean Jordison, and let's jump into the ring. I have a sample document that has already been made accessible. It's tagged, it passes all the built-in accessibility checkers, and it's good to go. But what if I misspelled something? What if I needed to make an edit to the text on the page? This is going to be the fastest, most accessible way to do that. We're going to select the edit button, which brings up a typable box where we can make any edits to our text. There are a couple of important things to consider when doing this. For one, you need to make sure you have the font that is required installed on your machine. So if I had a unique font, I would not be able to make the change. So if I wanted to change the word from sample agenda to sample minutes, this font needs to match what I already have installed. Now, in this case, changing that word actually pushed the content down onto the next line. This can create some issues with retaining the accessibility. So what I did was I grabbed the box for the text element on the page and I made it a little bit wider, and I'm also going to move the tag type up. So we've officially made the change to our document. We can close the file, we can select save, but now we need to actually make sure that the change went into effect from an accessibility lens. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna select a tag in our tags panel to review. And what do I notice? I noticed that the H1 is now missing. It just has a blank container element. And my H2 actually contains both elements for both the heading level 1 and the heading level 2. So this is problematic and we need to fix it. So to fix this problem, I'm first going to right click that empty container and we're going to change it to an artifact. Then using my mouse, I'm going to select the text that I want to tag. And with my H1 tag selected, I'm going to go to the options menu and select create tag from selection. This actually will pull that tag or that container element into the H1 tag. And now our H2 tag is intact and our document should be good to go. Where this complicates is what if I needed to change something from within my nested list item? So it's a pretty easy fix when you just have to change a single word in a top level heading. But if I go and change content in my list item, there's a high probability that it's going to break the entire structure. So if I go in here and I try to change the presenter to Sean Jordison and Friends, and there was a reflow there, I now need to move the text box out a little bit. It also appears that my font did not carry over the and friends. So let's select multiple fonts. We're going to change that to the default font that I had, which was Aptos, which apparently I don't have as a font in Acrobat. Earlier, when I had mentioned, make sure you have the right font installed, this is a good use of that. So I actually can't change this text unless I change all of it. And at this point, I'm going to have to retag this list entirely from scratch. So it actually doesn't matter if we go and change it to a font that is in all of my applications. So if I change to Calibre, now we hit save. Unfortunately, that entire tag is now messed up. So this is not accessible whatsoever. And we actually have all of the content in a random L body container. So we actually have to re-tag this entire thing, which I'm not going to do, but I just wanted to walk through, the problems that occur when needing to update text after remediation has already occurred. So if you've got a simple change, chances are you can make a simple change. But if your change is nested inside of several different structural elements, you might have to re-tag that entire container in order to retain the accessibility. If you want to find out how I can help you get accessible, book a meeting with me right now. There's a link below this video. We also are now offering self-paced courses through the Accessibility Guide community, both through my website and on YouTube. There's information on how to join those communities also below this video. And as always, I can be your champion for inclusion. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you over in the next video.